So just a beginning disclaimer before we start this video. You will see two different outfits on the both of us through here, and that's because this video took us 2 days to record. It's a lot of information. I'm cutting a lot of it out. I'm trying to make it as short as possible. But for those of you that think this video might be too long and you just want to get to the juicy details that you find on the description and that you find on the thumbnail, I will include a video map down below in the description box so you can look for your bias and find all the juicy details on each of them. Sound good? Okay. Cue epic video montage.
Just dance.
What's up guys, we are K-Popsis back at you with another video. I'm Megan.
I'm Brianna.
And we are sisters, super into K-pop. So this is going to be a very special video. It's one of the first videos of its kind for us. We are going to be talking about our BTS experience on September 15th in Fort Worth, Texas. Oh my goodness, where to even begin? This was a roller coaster of emotions and just awesomeness and misery, and it was just everything.
It was all emotions.
It literally was, and we will explain why here in a second. So I know that a lot of you are probably wanting to get further into the video because of our thumbnail, because of the title. We will get to that, but you'll want to hear the story first. It was dramatic. No, but if you do want to skip ahead, I will go ahead and put down a video map down in the description below. So if you're wanting to see everything you're seeing in the thumbnail, then you can just fast forward to that. But you want to hear the story. I swear you do.
It's very interesting.
Very interesting. Okay, so let's get started. So we'll start with arrival. We are not from Fort Worth. We are from Texas, but we're not from Fort Worth. So we had a little bit of a drive. We left on Friday and the concert was Saturday. So upon arrival, once we got to Fort Worth, we went to the Fort Worth Convention Center, which is where the concert was going to be held. We just kind of wanted to get an idea of where it was, like the driving around there, just kind of figure it out. We had originally thought it would be a good idea to camp out, but the website specifically said no camping out. It said that we could start lining up at 8 a.m. So that's what we had planned. We had no idea that it had been on the news in Fort Worth already for like a day and a half that people started camping out Thursday. Well, there went our plans. I had no idea what to do. I was freaking out. There were already people lined up. I was like, what the heck? Like, we had this whole plan and now, you know, what the heck do we do? So Brianna stayed in the car. I got out to go see, you know, if this was for sure for BTS. I figured it was, but I just wanted to make sure. I met some people that had said that last minute they changed it to where people could camp out. They just said they didn't suggest for people to camp out. So I was like, well, why would they do that? I met some people that had said that there was a girl that was kind of at the front of the line that was taking names down and giving out numbers like for your spot in line. So I was like, okay, that's kind of cool, but that doesn't explain why all these people are still out here. So in my head, I'm thinking, that's odd, but okay, I'll go look for her. I finally found the girl. She didn't seem very official. She had like a spiral, and it was like just a little mini note spiral. She was taking down just first names, not asking for spelling or anything like that. No, like phone number, address, nothing like that. Like, you know, kind of the official stuff that people ask for whenever they're doing things like this. She wasn't asking anything about that. She just asked what day was it for. She just asked what day was it for, and then she put my name down. She put Brianna's name down, and she said that she was going to write my number on my hand. Another red flag for me was that she used a Bic marker, which is a permanent marker, but it's not like Sharpie permanent. So I was like, okay, that's kind of weird too. She was using like colors. You know, typically in official stuff they use like the 3 main colors, which is like red, black, or blue. She was using like purple, I don't know, it didn't seem official to me. Like, I already had this red flag in my head. I was like, I don't know how official this is. I don't know how this is going to work out, but we need to get to our hotel to at least get ready, maybe get a little rest. We were not expecting this. So our plan was to hold this number and then go up there like really early in the morning. So we went to our hotel. We tried to get some sleep. I got none. I think Brianna got about an hour, maybe less. And then it was time to wake up and get ready. So we woke up, got ready, which was a huge mistake. We put on like our concert clothes. And had our light sticks. Like, we thought we were gonna be out there all day. We were so misinformed of how all of this was gonna work out. Apparently I had an email, hadn't looked at it yet. I usually keep on top of my email, but it was a busy couple of days before we left to Fort Worth, so it was just very confusing for me. So we arrived ready at the Fort Worth Convention Center, ready to go for the concert. We thought we were gonna be up here all day. We were like, this is gonna be a long day. We were already exhausted. This was just gonna be crazy. I have a video of whenever we got there. It's 4 in the morning. Yay. I have not slept. It's been just crazy. So the plan was to wake up and get here pretty close to 8. So we are doing the Saturday show here in Fort Worth, and there was supposed to be no camping out, but as you can see behind us, there's a lot of camping out, and that's not even the half of it. This wraps around this entire building, and this place is, like, it's huge. It's been a morning, right? Yeah, I think Brianna got like 2 hours of sleep.
Yeah, 2 hours.
Obviously I'm a mess. I don't anticipate looking any kind of cute during this, just because it's gonna be a long day. 4 in the morning, we're here. We're ready to do this. Oh, I gotta show this right quick. Wait, show yourself. We're here and we're doing this and we're extremely tired, but
It's BTS.
fighting, yeah. I had asked a couple of people that we had met in the line what their thoughts were on the girl that was taking the names and giving numbers out. They were kind of confused by it too. They were saying there were people in line that didn't trust her, so they weren't going up to her. It was just a huge mess. I was like, I don't know what to believe. It was already a lot of drama, and it gets more dramatic here in a second, and I will get to that. So there were some people that we met. There was actually a girl that we met, and if you watched this video, I don't remember your name. I wish I would have got your information, but I did not, and I'm so sorry. But if you see this video by chance and you recognize us, definitely let us know, please.
That is towards all the people that we know.
Yes. That goes for everybody. If you recognize us and y'all know who you are. I don't remember any names, unfortunately. I'm really bad with names. But all the people that we were kind of with for that whole day, off and on, let us know. We miss y'all. Y'all were so cool. We loved y'all so much. Yeah. Hey! Okay, so moving on.
So basically what happened was this girl came up to us, and Megan and her were just basically talking. I was just basically just sitting there listening to BTS, you know, just getting pumped up and everything at 4 in the morning. Isn't that great? So
it's the way to do it.
Yeah, so they were talking, and Megan was just asking like questions about if she knew stuff that might happen later on and like what's gonna go on and everything.
Yeah, she knew a lot of stuff, by the way. I was really grateful to have met her.
So I had fallen asleep on the concrete because I was super tired, and
like a hobo. No.
Yeah, no, I felt very homeless or something. So yeah, and then I could hear them just still talking, but I was still kind of asleep. Okay, so then what happened was I was still like laying down, and I was actually like, my mind was just shut now, like I couldn't hear anything. And these people, they started clapping out of nowhere and cheering, and I thought BTS like came or something. And so I woke up so quickly, and I was like, is BTS here?
She shot up so fast.
Yeah.
Like, I wish I could have got that on video because it was hilarious. So from my point of view, me and that girl were talking. Somebody started to announce something, and I was trying to listen. Both of us were, but we couldn't quite hear her because she was kind of all the way down the walkway. She had said something. I didn't hear a word of it, and a lot of people around her started clapping. So we were like, okay, what does this mean? There were some girls that were sitting kind of close to us. They had like some camped out stuff, and they start to like kind of sit up. And so I tell Brianna, get up, let's sit up. We're like sitting up a little more. I think everybody that was like down that didn't hear what happened over there was kind of like, what's happening? Something's happening right now. We need to get up. So a lot of people, there was a lot of movement. So I'm like, what's happening? What's happening? So we get up. I was like, Brianna, let's get up. We get up real fast and we just get on the barricade. We were like, okay, we're gonna get right here. And so we got on the barricade. Everybody starts rushing. Like the people, the girl that was with us, the people that were like next to us, which actually came out to be really, really cool. And then like the people that were camped out, like it was so crazy.
They all started.
Yeah, it was a rush. Like there was like seemingly no more friends anymore. Like people were cool, and then the line starts happening and it's just downhill from there. Yeah, so it gets more dramatic. So we're lined up. There are like people shouting about like scooting back and cutting and blah 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 and like all this stuff. Me and Brianna were in our place. We looked at the numbers around the people around us. There was a girl that showed up about the same time we did. We were right beside her. So, and she came out to be really cool. I wish I remember your name. She was so cool. Her parents were there. Her brother was there. Oh, if you see this, please reach out to us because you were so cool. Anyways, yeah, so we were standing there. This was probably about like 5, 6 in the morning. We had been there for like maybe an hour or so. We had a long wait. So apparently there were wristbands that were being handed out. This is what the girl that was sitting next to me told me initially, is that they were going to be handing out wristbands. These wristbands were going to be handed out at 10 a.m. and it would hold our place so that we could go and like rest or do whatever we needed to get ready for the concert. To me, I was like, that sounds like a dream that will never come true. I was very skeptical about it. I was not sure if this was a possibility. I was like, how in the world is that going to work? How are they going to get us back lined up? There was some drama. If you were there at the Fort Worth lineup the first day, then you know what we're talking about. It was kind of crazy. There was a girl that kind of lost it in line, maybe like a couple of 20, 30 people ahead of us. She lost it. It was whoa. So hours pass by. We're sitting, we're standing, there's pushing, there's pulling, there's all sorts of like madness. I think about like 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, we started to see like security. And we started to see like police officers, and they were inside the building. So we're thinking something's about to happen. We knew something was supposed to happen at 8 o'clock. I think that was just the rumor of like when we were supposed to actually line up. Like the original plan. That didn't happen though. So at 8 o'clock, nothing happened. We're all kind of standing around like, what's gonna happen? Are we really waiting here till 10 to get these wristbands? And that's exactly what we did. We waited till 10 to get the wristbands. So there was more drama. Once the security guards started to come outside, there were a lot of people that kept bothering them. And I felt so bad for them because I could tell that they really did not know what the plan was. I don't think that was their fault. I don't know whose fault it was. But the whole lineup for like, you know, getting into the concert was not managed very well. I don't think there was an original plan. I think they came up with a plan, like a snap decision kind of thing. Getting our wristbands took a while. It was a lot of madness. By the time they had actually made up a plan, there was a whole group of people that were pushed back by the security guard. He had said, I know this is the beginning of the line. There were the girls that had taken down numbers or people that were super adamant about these numbers that kept like arguing with the security guard saying, we were taking down numbers, this needs to be honored and blah blah blah. I don't think they really wanted to honor it because just, you know, it wasn't official, you know, and that's understandable. So they eventually had kind of honored the number system. I think anybody that was like higher than like the hundreds needed to be behind like a certain number of people. So that was us because we were in the 200s. We were almost in the 300s. I think we were like 274, 275, I think. So yeah, we were in line. They set up one single table. It wasn't even that big of a table. I think they had like 5 people, maybe 5 workers sitting there giving out wristbands. I felt really bad for the people that were all the way in the back because it took us a good amount of time to finally get up there and get our wristbands. I kind of wanted to find out a little more about the wristbands. I didn't quite understand it. It just seemed too good to be true. So I asked one of the workers, I said, okay, so these wristbands hold our spot in line. And he said, yes, you see these numbers right here. He turned over my wrist, showed me my number. He said, this is your number and you will line up in this spot whenever you come back. So I was like, great. Where's this line happening at? Like, I didn't ask him that, but in my head I was like, okay, I'm too tired to mentally deal with this and physically deal with this right now, so I am leaving. I'm just gonna go rest and hopefully this goes the way it should. And after we got our wristbands, we made another video. Oh my god. This has been a day.
10:23.
10:23. So we got up here at like 3, 4 in the morning. It's been a mess. If you came to this line for general admission, we feel your pain because this was OMG. This was crazy. There was so much drama. We're gonna go to our hotel and like try to get what rest we can because neither of us like slept last night. We're exhausted. So once we left, we took like a 2-3 hour nap. We were so exhausted. We were like, I'm gonna sleep for days. It was just, it was outside. It was hot. It was super, super humid, kind of raining. It was just a nightmare. So we were exhausted by the time we got to the hotel. Once we woke up from our naps, we got ready again, took our showers, got dressed, did our hair, which was a huge mistake because it rained, but I'll get to that. So we left to go to the venue, and this time we're like, we're really going, we're gonna go see BTS, so exciting. I think by the time we got there, it was like 4. Yeah, so we were like, I think an hour is a good time. Okay, so once we were in the line, they used tape. I was like, this might be a bad idea. They used tape on the ground to like kind of create barriers. The 100s were in this line, 200s, 300s, 400s, 500s. It went from the 100s to the 700s. Yeah. And then after those lines, there was 700s and up, like around the building. So this was kind of manic again. I was like, here we go again, more drama. And sure enough,
drama.
Yeah. People were lining up in their spots. This was kind of working, but I knew once they started calling up numbers, or once they started getting people to go in line, there were going to be people that were going to try to get out of their place in line. So, and I was like, are they literally going to check every single number on these wristbands? There's thousands of people here. How in the world is that going to work? So I was like, okay, we're going to see how this goes. So it started to rain and we got soaked. We were under a tree. Big drops. Lots of big drops. And then I took a video. So we made it back and we're in line. This is our line. It's pretty crazy. And we're just waiting. It's like already time to go in, but still waiting.
And it's pouring outside.
Yeah, it started raining. Obviously, we're like soaked. It's raining out here. Luckily, there's a tree.
Just hit my eye.
Luckily, there's a tree, but I feel like that's making the drops bigger as it rains more. I don't know. They just need to let us in already.
I straightened my hair for nothing.
This is a struggle. It's real. So we waited a little while longer. The lines kept trying to get out of place. They were trying to call the 100s. Us 200s were being good. Probably because we were so close to the 100s that we were like, okay, let's do this. But then like the 300s and 400s and 500s start to like push ahead. And then us 200s are like, wait, we're ahead of y'all. And so there's like all this like, the lines didn't hold up. Barricades would have worked better. We didn't use barricades, we used tape for whatever reason. So, 100s go, and then they have to come back because these lines, they don't know how to settle down. So there were some people, I mean, I'm not saying everybody in those lines was moving, but there was a good amount of people in those lines that were like, oh my gosh, they start swarming. And so they would send everybody back because these lines couldn't wait for their turn.
Yeah, they did that about like 3 or 4 times.
Literally like 4, I'm pretty sure it was 4 times.
They would be like, okay, the 100s, come on down. And then like the 300s are moving and we're like, hey, 200s are right here waiting.
There were people in our line that were like yelling. They were like, get back in your place. There was so much drama at this concert. They start getting the 100s. They go by 25s. I was like, wow, we're gonna be here forever. We're gonna miss like the beginning of the concert. But it actually went really smooth, really fast. The problem was it just started to pour. Like, it poured. I had on a flannel shirt that I like pulled over my head, but it was raining way too hard. Luckily, Brianna, bless her soul, had her Jimin jacket. We both took cover under her jacket. It was pouring. Like, we were still getting wet, but the jacket was helping. My shirt did nothing.
Yeah,
Just
so
got
like
super
I had
soaked.
it around my waist originally, and then she was like, can we use your Jimin jacket? And I was like, sure.
Yeah, we were soaked. They literally were checking the wristbands once you got up there. So yeah, so we get up there, we finally get under some covering, and we're just soaked. We're so wet. And I was like, we're about to spend 3 hours like this. Lovely. But I was like, I'm gonna be so distracted, I'm not even gonna be able to tell that I'm soaked. But yeah, so we get up there, there's a guy that checked our wristbands, passed us through, and then once we got to the doors, we were freaking out, like, this is it. And so I was like, let's hurry. So we didn't take any bags. We didn't have to get our bags checked, which was so amazing. I was so glad because it looked like some people were having some struggles. So we just had to take like everything out of our pockets, put it in the thing, just kind of like you do whenever you go through like airport security. And then you go through the metal detector and then you grab your stuff. I got through first and then I was waiting for Brianna, and so we got up to the front. I had my phone ready because we had our tickets on the app, the Access app. And so I got it scanned, and then they printed out some tickets for us. I grabbed them and I was like, let's go. So we run, like we were running. I was like, we gotta hurry. There were so many people in there already. So we ran. At first we were like by the main stage, and Brianna had said that she wanted to be like at the front of that extended part of the stage. There were already quite a bit of people over there. We saw the people that we were standing with in line for most of the time. And so I was like, let's go stand with them, because they were like only like 1 row behind the barricades. I was like, this will be perfect. Like, this is around the spot where they come often. I was like, so let's just do it right here. It was close. Like, it was amazing. So I got a video.
I'm so tired. Bro, you're gonna feel that vibing through your soul. Oh my god, so excited! This is our spot. We're fairly close.
We're down there and we're ready to go. They're playing their music videos. Everybody's doing the fan chants. Like, it was a good time waiting for BTS to come out. We were so ready. I think we had about like an hour to wait. Right?
I was about to cry at that point. Like, I just saw the music videos and I was like, oh my gosh, we used to watch those like every day, and now we're gonna see it in front of our eyes.
It was pretty crazy to think about. So the music videos are playing, and then we're so close to the time. Like, it's like 2-3 minutes till the concert's supposed to start. The lights dim, and we're freaking out. Fake Love, the music video, comes on. And we are just like so ready. I already know at this point I'm gonna cry once they come out. I knew they were coming out to Idol. I had already looked at the set list. I even made a playlist on Spotify for it. I was prepared for this. I didn't watch any live videos before this, but I wanted to at least like know the order and know what to expect at different moments, because there were certain songs that I was really anticipating. So the music video plays, it finishes, all the lights are out. And then a video comes on. And then there's some crazy like lights on the stage, and then there's fireworks and just magic. It was amazing. We're freaking out at this point. So they get out, they come out to Idol, and it was so epic. So insanely good. The only problem is that we are insanely far away from it. So you can kind of see them from where we are. We're turned and we're watching, and we can kind of see them, but most of the time in order to see them, I had to look at the screen. I was like, okay, this is gonna be worth it once they come over here. And sure enough, it was. It was amazing. So they did Idol, and then after that, they had kind of a mashup of Save Me and I'm Fine. After those two, they did Magic Shop. And they gave us some banners. So I forgot my banner at my house, but Brianna has hers here. And hers went through some stuff.
Yeah, it has a bunch of battle scars.
Yeah, so this is the banner that they handed out once we got there. And
the screen said Army Time. And
yes.
So they said when that happens to hold up your banners.
Yeah.
I didn't do mine though.
So this was the banner, and it says, we believe in your galaxy, in Korean, and then in English in parentheses down at the bottom. I didn't get a recording of it. Luckily Brianna did. I was pretty focused on like trying to get the experience. I just really wanted the experience. And so I held up my banner. Brianna had hers in her pocket, and her pocket was soaked, so that's why
yeah,
it ended up the way it did.
I didn't want to just hold in my hand because I felt like I was going to...
I held mine in my hand the whole time. So Magic Shop finishes, and then they play a video that is featuring J-Hope and Jungkook. Actually, they were all in it, but it was like primarily focused around J-Hope and Jungkook. So at this point, we know J-Hope and Jungkook are about to come out and do their solo songs. So I was excited for the reason that Just Dance is probably my favorite song from the new album. And I just knew with that break that happens after he says Just Dance, and there's like that whole electronic moment, I knew J-Hope was gonna get it. And I just, I could not wait. Sure enough, it did not disappoint.
Let's go! 한 송이 널 안고 꽉 막힌 연습조도 함께라면 나고 너 밤도 없던 꿈도 이제 하나님은 농자 너로 알아가는 지금 내 마음 계속 이어나가고 싶어 지금 정말 하고 싶어 That's my life
so J-Hope, I had heard a lot of things about, like, when you see J-Hope live, you find a new kind of love and respect for him. So everybody loves J-Hope. At least I hope so. J-Hope is just like a ball of sunshine. He's so amazing, so just cute and funny, and he's just everything positive. I love J-Hope so much. But I had heard that once you actually see him perform live, you discover this whole other side of J-Hope that you just don't know about. Of course, we all know that J-Hope is an insanely good dancer, very passionate, but seeing it up close and personal, like in person, is just something totally different. I've seen J-Hope live plenty of times on TV, but actually seeing it in person is a whole other ballpark. Like, it's just amazing. You can literally feel his passion. J-Hope is such an amazing, amazing performer. I enjoyed everything that J-Hope ever did. So, oh my god. Super biased wrecker live. After that, Euphoria comes on, Jungkook comes out. My favorite moment of Euphoria was whenever the cannons shot out with like all the confetti. There was like all this golden confetti, and it was just a magical moment.
Like 2 pieces from the confetti. There it is, right there.
I got some too. I had it in my banner. I hope it stayed in there. Yeah, I asked the person by the barricade that was security if she could hand me. She was so cool, by the way. And you'll see her in a lot of these videos. Thank you for doing a great job. She was so cool. But yeah, I asked her if she could hand me some of the confetti, and so we had some confetti after the show. It was so cool. So at this point, I Need You comes on. And I'm freaking out. I am probably ugly crying at this point.
Thank you, Texas. Everybody!
So at this point, I'm kind of expecting them to walk over, and sure enough they did. There was so much pushing, and I don't remember when it happened, but I ended up on the barricade. Brianna also ended up on the barricade. So here we both were, right there on the barricade, and I'm like, we're all the way in the front. How in the world did this happen? So after that, we have Run. everybody that is watching this video for the sole purpose of the thumbnail wants to start paying attention. The first one to look my way was J-Hope. I was so, oh my gosh. So much emotion. I can't even put it into words. J-Hope looked my way and I could not have been more excited. I was, you know, hoping that I would get some kind of footage of somebody looking my way. I did not anticipate getting every single one of them. And then after that, RM also looked. He was a little further away, but me and RM made eye contact and I felt it and I was like, RM, yeah! I was so excited.
Okay, so what happened to me on Run was, so Jin was right in front of me and he was like singing out to the crowd, and then all of a sudden Jimin, he's like coming towards where I am, just slowly walking, and I'm like about to die because it's Jimin, you know?
So me and Brianna were actually in the perfect spot because this was the spot that primarily both of our biases were most of the time. Jin was right in front of us most of the time. Jimin was in front of us most of the time. So we luckily got like right there where they were.
And then after Run had happened, I think the lights had shut off, and so then like people were freaking out about like, I think they had like gone under the stage.
Yeah, the stage like had like a platform that would go down.
And so then I went to Megan a little bit. I was like, Megan, I think Jimin looked at me. I was freaking out.
So after Run, they go down under the stage and then a video plays and it's Jimin and RM. So at this point we know Serendipity is about to come on and it's gonna be tears everywhere. So Serendipity comes on next and I look at Brianna because I'm like, this is it, but I'm crying.
She probably cried more than me because like I cried whenever they first came out, and then Serendipity, I was just feeling emotional, but I think like I just had like watery eyes. I didn't actually cry.
I cried. Serendipity gets me all up in my feels. It's so beautiful. And oh, just let me love you. Oh, so beautiful. Jimin had some moments. I was like, whoa, Jimin. Ooh. So after Serendipity played, then we had Trivia, Love, and RM killed it. Have always had huge respect for RM, mostly because he's our leader. But then on top of that, like seeing his performance live is a whole other thing. RM is kind of like the perfect performer. He has just the right amount of performance. He has just the right amount of like crowd participation. He has just the right amount of it's just everything. Like RM has everything in like this perfect package. He is a heck of a performer. He's just, I don't even know how to put it into words how amazing it was watching RM do Trivia Love. It was so, so good. All right, so Trivia Love is coming to an end, and then the rest of the group comes out. So they come out and then they do DNA. Combined, this was probably my favorite song to see of them perform. It was so, so good. They just did it so well. That dance that they have, kind of like at the outro moment, is like my favorite dance of like almost all BTS dance moves. I always freaked out from the day that I discovered DNA to like now. But seeing it live was something totally different.
So DNA, I always like love the song, but it was never my favorite. But seeing it live made it my favorite. Like it was just so good live.
DNA used to be my favorite song, but I played it way too much, and so it got burned out for me. But seeing it live, it was like discovering it all over again. It was so good.
So, and DNA, Jimin again. Whenever he walked past, our eyes met. I could tell. Like, I did not look at my camera whenever that happened, and I could just see his eyes looking at me, and I freaked out. And that's whenever I was like, Megan, he actually looked at me this time.
So then they had a talk with us.
Are you having fun? BTS is just starting right now! Yes! We'll sing and dance all together. Wait, are we wrong? Are we? Are you ready? Are you ready?
After the talk, they got on with a very unexpected song. So the set list that I found was one from whenever they had performed in Seoul. So it was a little different. And then I think they had like the same set list for the LA show. But for us, for some reason, it was different. And our first song after the talk was Boys with Fun. So not expecting it, they super got it with that dancing. This was probably their most like, oh, I don't even know. Like,
I love that song so much. So whenever I heard it, I was like, what? Are my ears telling the truth?
We weren't expecting this. Yeah.
I was so happy.
And then after that, like, they kind of mashed it up, and then Fire comes on, and the whole place goes wild. There was so much pushing happening at this point. Everybody was freaking out. Like, Fire is just, I mean, it's fire. It's fire. So, this moment was so magical. Like, so many things happened. We had Jin headbanging. J-Hope just getting it like right in front of us. And then Jimin looked my way. Okay, so when this happened, Jimin, kind of the same as Brianna, he was like across the stage. And he does this like slow walk, like this kind of strut. He knows he's cool and he knows what he's doing. He walks and he keeps eye contact, just like this. He just gets closer and closer, and he's, well, it just, he like right on me. He's just right on me. He's coming my way. He's singing at this point. He drops his microphone and looks right into my camera. And I was like, what just happened? Are my eyes deceiving me? Did this just happen? Oh, I was freaking out. Oh my gosh, you have no idea. Like on the inside, I kept pretty composed. I didn't want to like freak out right in front of Jimin. That's embarrassing. But inside, I'm fangirling so hard. I was screaming. I was like, I'm sorry, Brianna, but me and Jimin just had a moment.
No. Me and Jimin had several.
Then, after Fire, Baepsae comes on. Was not expecting Baepsae. That was also not on the lineup from the Soul playlist that I had made. But here it was, and me and Brianna are freaking out at this point because that is one of our favorite songs. Silver Spoon, love it, so good. And then me and Jungkook had a moment. So then after Baepsae and all its amazingness, then we have Dope. Oh my gosh, was not expecting Dope, and it was so dope.
Love Dope.
Yes, it's one of our favorite songs. Oh, it was so amazing, and the dance moves were so on point. Jungkook was getting it like right in front of us. And then V is dancing his way by me, licks into my camera, and I was like, V! Oh, I was freaking out. It was amazing.
V never looked at me.
No. So there were 3 people that really did not look into the crowd in the front that often. And so I was surprised we even caught these 3. V, Suga, and Jin. They did not make much eye contact with the people in the front. They mostly looked in the back. So they did, like, you know, they did crowd interaction, of course, but I didn't feel as personal with them. I didn't think that Jin was ever going to look my way. I think the 2 most interactive ones with, like, everybody, including the front, were Jimin and J-Hope. And anybody that's gone to a BTS concert and been in the pit would probably tell you the same thing. I had already heard of this before. So at the end of Dope, they ended up back on the main stage, which was so cool to see from there because we could actually see the dance from like front point of view. Most of the main dances that we saw whenever they were on our stage, we saw from the back. So it was still cool, but it was nice to see it like up there. So we did get to see Dope, that final dance that they have on there. After that, they come out with some Airplane Part 2. Oh, it was beautiful.
Same truck, same stuff, same war. 세상 어딜 가도 호텔 방송 자고 하루는 너무 잘돼 그냥 나만 해 오늘은 못 살지 이 남편이 RA 못 가서 잘 사는 법은 아이도 모르겠어 오늘도 우리는 그냥
We're going from Manhattan to Cali, London to Paris. 우리가 가는 그곳이 어디든 바래. 말이같이, 말이같이, 말이같이.
I would have liked to be closer for Airplane Part 2. This was one song that I was always looking forward to seeing live, but it was still amazing regardless. So after Airplane Part 2, then they played a video, and it was V's video. Oh my gosh, that video had me shook, and I'm sure everybody else. His video was like on a whole other level. He was the only one, so everybody else shared like a video, but V had his own. And if I can get my hands on it, I think we might know somebody that has the video. I will put it now. His video was on a whole other level. It was like
so
whoa,
beautiful.
He did.
Like, I was so surprised. That, I mean, of course he's beautiful, but
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah.
out of nowhere.
So, yeah, exactly. So then, of course, after V's video, he comes out with Singularity. So after Singularity, then we had some Fake Love, and they stayed on the main stage that whole time too, but in my head the whole time I'm thinking, we've watched this on the BBMAs, we've seen this so many times, and here it is, and it's right in front of us, and it's as amazing as we could have like hoped for it to be.
I'm so sick of this. I'm so sorry, but
So after Fake Love, then we had the Jin and Suga video. At this point, I'm freaking out because I was like, in my head, Epiphany is about to come on. And it's gonna be amazing. So, I thought that Jin would come out first, but it was actually Suga. Suga came out first with Trivia Seesaw, which I was really looking forward to this one too, because I love that song a lot.
오늘랑 내리던 그 자체로 어느새 서로 지쳐버렸네 의미 없는 감정 소모해 반복된 시선 손시선 선택 인증되는 지겨워지며 웃었네 반복된 시선 손시선 선택 우리 서로 지쳐서 지겨워졌네 Alright 반복된 시스템 이제서야 끝을 내보려 해 Alright 지겨운 시스템 누군가 여기서 내려야 돼 할 순 없지만 누가 내리지 말지 서로 놓지 말고 그저 만나는 게 질질 끌지 말고 이제 내리지 말고 끝이 내보자고 반복되는 시속에 이제 그만해.
Suga just killed it. Like, I was hoping he would do some kind of Augustine mashup, but you know, I'm dreaming too big.
Tony Montana.
Yeah,
I would have
been so cool. Oh, it would have been so cool. So at this point, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is it. It's about to happen. And then people around us start chanting out, Kim Suck Jin, Kim Suck Jin. And so of course I'm getting in on this. I was like, my man, Kim Suck Jin. I was so excited. And he comes out. This is the ugliest cry I did at this whole concert. For so many reasons. I mean, it's Jin, it's Epiphany. But on top of that, the stage lights up and there's Jin and he's sitting at a piano and he's playing it. I was all up in my feels. The song already gets me in my feels, but here's Jin in all his beautifulness, and he's playing a piano.
그럴수록 내 맘속에 폭풍을 감당할 수 없게 돼 웃고 있는 가면 속에 진짜 내 모습을 다 드러내 I'm the one that you love In this world 빛나는 나를 소중한 내 영혼을 이제야 깨달아 So I love me 좀 부족해도 너무 많은 잔걸 I'm the one that you love 두려워도 그 속에 숨겨뒀던 진짜로 만나
And then we had the moment, like in the music video, there's like the rain that's falling on him and then it like freezes. They kind of had the same thing with the screen behind him and I thought that was so cool. So after Epiphany, then our 3 other singers come out with Jin, and then they do the Truth Untold. And here I am, ugly crying again, because this song also still gets me in my feels. And it stayed on the main stage, but it was still, like, no matter where you were in that whole place, it was beautiful. It was just to die for. So good.
Whenever the Truth Untold came on, I just cried. Like, it was so beautiful. Like, I love that song so much. When it came out, it was probably my favorite song out of the album. And then, like, Jimin, you know, he's, like, looking in, like, to the camera. And so it looks like he's staring at us. And I'm just, like, looking at him, like, staring at him. Like, he's so beautiful.
I totally forgot about that. So the Truth Untold was on the main stage. And then the lights go out, right? I'm pretty sure. And then our light sticks turn green. And then on our stage here, we have our 3 rappers. We've got Suga, RM, and J-Hope. And oh my goodness, I was so looking forward to this one, and it did not disappoint. This was the moment that I caught Suga looking at me. So after outro tier, RM had announced that they were going to be doing their last song. It was like a real quick announcement, so, you know, like they say it, but you know it's not true, or at least most people know it's not true. Of course an encore is gonna happen. You just gotta cheer and then give them time to, you know, rest and stuff. They need to take a little breather. It's exhausting. They end off with mic drop. super, super enjoyable and such a nice ending at the moment. And that was it. They were gone. And it was dark. Everybody's cheering. So I caught a video of the stage. From where we were, you could see some of the monitors on the stage, which is like the stuff that I guess they can look at whenever they're performing for a reference of, you know, next song or whatever. On the screen that was on the stage, it said Encore. And then the light sticks went out. And then the screens on the stage started to light up. And then So What comes on. This song, I knew for a fact once we saw it live, it was gonna be insanely hype. And sure enough, it was. It was just like a party. It was just like, you know, we're partying with BTS basically. And it was so, so, so fun. It was during So What that Jin finally licked at me. Oh, I didn't think I was gonna get this chance, and I am so sad that I did not notice it in person. I noticed it way later. There was like, I don't know, maybe a day of me telling Brianna, all of them licked at me, except Jin. Except Jin. What are the odds that my bias is the only one that did not look at me? I went through my videos like adamantly, like I paused and paused and paused trying to find just one moment where Jin might have like barely glanced my way. I was so desperate.
It was like the day after the concert and we were in the car and she was like, all of them looked at me but Jin. Why?
I told Brianna specifically, I was like, I am so grateful to have gotten the opportunity to have just at least one of them stare at me. But it's like now that all of them stared at me, I'm greedy because I want Jin to look at me and it didn't happen. I was so sad and I was being totally selfish, but lo and behold, he actually looked at me and it was during So What, and I think that's why I didn't notice it, was because So What was so fun. Like, it was just a good time and I was not concentrating on who was looking at me. I was concentrating on like just, you know, having fun in the moment. So I wasn't really paying attention at that point.
So for me on So What, Jimin looked at me again. It was amazing.
Take 3.
But it was like, okay, it was really weird though, because so I was recording, like I remember the video, I was recording and like, I was kind of, Jungkook was over here, like, on this side, and Jimin was, like, over there, so I was, like, slowly going towards Jungkook, and, like, Jimin is just, like, walking where my camera is, and all of a sudden, he has his microphone, and he, like, goes around, but, like, right where I am and looks at me. I'm like, what in the world? So, like, my camera immediately just, like, goes towards him.
So funny.
It's my screensaver. I don't know if they can see it. Right there.
Yep.
Yeah. There we go. Oh, okay. But yeah.
After So What, then we get Anpanman, and oh my goodness,
so much.
yes. So party after party, you know, you have So What, and then Anpanman. That was the last song before they started to talk to us. The talk started out with Jimin, super cute.
Can you show us again?
It was so cute. It was super cute. But it was also super cool because, you know, it was like they were like demanding them to like switch the lights on it. You know, I mean, obviously this is planned out. But it just looked like an in the moment thing. He was saying that he noticed the army bombs, that they looked so cool. And then they do a countdown, and all of the army bombs turn to the colors that they were during Anpanman.
2, 3, go!
And then after that, they told us thank you. And, you know, in my head, I was thinking like, thank you. Like, you're thanking us, and that's great, but thank you. Like, this was such a memorable time. This is a moment that I'm pretty sure nobody in this building is ever going to forget. It was just so amazing, and their thanks, like, it was just, you know, it was nice to be able to listen to them be so grateful. I've never had a doubt in my mind that any BTS member is grateful for their fans and grateful for the experiences that they get to have. I think they are so humbled, and that is just amazing, being as big as they are. One thing that I really did like, so in the, you know, earlier in our video, you've heard us talk about rain plenty of times. It rained a lot. And RM had mentioned that, how he knew it was raining outside. It was really funny what he said, actually. He said, if it's so raining and cold outside, why do you guys look so hot? I was laughing. He's so, oh, it's so funny.
If it's so cold and raining, you know, outside like and talks about, then why you guys are so hot like a desert?
So flattering, RM. How nice of you. We didn't look hot.
They looked like a hot mess.
Like a hot mess. Yeah, I just thought it was nice that he acknowledged that, because Me and Brianna didn't even see the most of the rain. There were people that were ahead of us that, you know, were there overnight, and it was raining overnight. Finally, we are at the last song. They ended off with Answer, Love Myself, and I think that's so perfect because they have a message that they are trying to get out, which is to love yourself. And I think that's the perfect way to wrap up this tour, is to, you know, end it with this song that has such a deep meaning, but it's also the meaning that BTS has been trying to get across for a long time. They're waving at us, so about to get to that. It was also a very cute moment to see them interact with each other. So there was a really nice moment of Jin and Jungkook together. So heartwarming. Then they took their bow. Like, it just started to feel so real that this is wrapping up. In the moment, I couldn't be too sad because it was all so beautiful and amazing, and I knew that it was about to end and we weren't gonna see them anymore, and all our hard work for the day and, you know, working up to this day is done. Like, this is the wrap up for us, and I thought I would be a little more sad than I was, but I was so satisfied with how everything went. So in the moment I was just like really happy, and I'm sure Brianna was too.
I was like really happy that the concert went amazing.
Yeah.
Like, it was just so good.
Yeah, and on top of that, like, you know, there are people that aren't getting this experience. So it was a very humbling moment to be so grateful to not only be at the concert, but to be in the position we were, and to have met the people we did, and, you know, it was all around beautiful. It was just so nice. My final moment and interaction with the BTS member, J-Hope, comes around and waves right at me. Having them all have looked our way was amazing. It was like the cherry on top, and it was the last interaction we had with any of them, was J-Hope coming our way and smiling and waving, and I was on cloud 9 by that time. It was so nice. They are insanely good performers, and they really know how to put on a show. They know how to interact with their crowd. They are obviously grateful to ARMY, and I can't put it into any more words than just beautiful. It was just amazing and such a good time, and I hope that anybody watching this that hasn't had the chance to experience BTS live, I hope you get that chance someday. It's definitely just a once-in-a-lifetime experience. I loved sharing it with the people we did. It was just amazing. So amazing. So if you have made it to this point of the video, thank you so much. I know this video has been rather extensive. We hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a huge thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to our channel so you can see future videos, because you know you want to. And we will see y'all next time here on K-Popsis. Bye!